Okay, thank you. I, and homage to the fundamental teachings of Xian Muni Buddha, our master, and hello everyone. Today, master is not here, so I'm in this position to talk with all of you here and other way place in Northern California and people online too. So thank you for coming and joining our meditation session. So how was your sitting this morning? Anyone want to say any question to ask? Yeah, number one, please.
Last week I was sick, and then I came to temple on Saturday and Sunday, and then I felt a lot better. I'm not sick. I was not sick anymore on Sunday, and Monday I was completely fine. So I think coming to temple and meditating and doing the great compassion repentance really, really helped me.
Okay, yes, thank you for your comments. Anyone else? So I would like to talk. Why do you want to come to temple and meditate? Why don't you want to stay home? Number one, please.
Thank you, Master Z. First, I'd like to say it's so nice to see you here leading meditation. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Emitofuo. My pleasure.
I do have a question.
Yes, please.
It wasn't today, but it was last Saturday. You had just come back from Korea.
Yeah.
So I've been meditating in Way Mountain Temple for many years now. But last Saturday when you were here,
yeah,
I was able to cross my legs for like almost a full hour.
No, I see.
So I wanted to ask what you did.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. You could sit that long. I think I didn't do anything. I don't even know about that until you talk about that, right? Because I think it's just a coincidence. I think. Yeah.
Thank you, Master Z. I would share that it felt different for me then when you're here, and it feels different for me today. And I feel very calm with you here. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Peter. I think our way place is typically a good environment for us to meditation, or not just meditation, like just to be around. We only feel better. Like to me, I came back here last week from San Francisco. I have some work at the Blue Mountain Temple. I go there and just I feel like I want to go into the Buddha hall and bow to the Buddhas, and that just make me feel good already. Yeah, so I think the environment for our practice is very important. That help us to calm our mind and our emotions a lot easier when compared to other places. Right? I think is that one of the reasons we come to the way places, right? So I noticed like there's some, at least as DTT, there are newcomer. Is a newcomer today. The gentleman sit on the right side of the Chan hall there. So I hope that he gets some new instruction. Does he know how to cross his leg and how to meditate? And I saw the Cordelia help him during the sitting hour. So because he's new, I'm not sure he has any question for us about the technique. Yeah, number 5, please.
Thank you, Master. I felt very peaceful. I think I meditated about less than an hour. Actually, in the morning, I had a kind of I was coughing a lot not because I was sick, because I was having maybe allergy symptoms lately because of the weather. Yeah. And I was coughing a lot nonstop. So I came here to meditate, and I noticed that I'm coughing way less than before. And I think that has to do with the meditation and you being here as well too. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing comments. Yes, actually, I have a cough too in the last couple of days. And unfortunately, that this morning I came in here, I didn't cough much. So that's I hope that that's good because it didn't bother you. Because I coughed during the time of sitting or speaking, maybe a little bit bothering. Yeah, it's strange that I haven't have a cold cold for a long time. Even in Korea, I didn't. Even it's cold there, but I didn't get a cold there. And DTT is cold though. But I come back here, I got a cold. Very interesting. So, anyone have any question, any other comments about that? So I think we are really fortunate to know the meditation method teaching by our Master Yonghua. Yeah, because compared to other meditation method in society right now, I think I can feel that help us a lot in terms of the result and the improvement of our emotion, our mind, and our life. I just have a flash up question from DTT. Is that you have a question or just a test?
Thank you for the warm welcoming and all the instructions on the stretches from Cordelia and Shingon. Appreciate all the help. That's all I wanted to say for now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your comments. Oh, I'm not sure I saw the speaker. Okay. Anyway, yeah. To me, the reason now I'm sitting right here because I follow Master instruction. I think that's one of the reasons I cross my leg. Though sometimes I don't want to cross my leg, but I have to do because I follow Master instruction. So sometimes because of our emotion and our thinking that we tend to do differently from the master. But the point is we can keep following the instruction, because so that's how we can overcome the obstruction of our body and our mind during the practice, and we can improve. I think one of the obstruction is the pain, right? Is that one of the big obstruction and long-term obstruction for most of us, I think, because from the beginning we have a thought that myself have a thought that we sit. Maybe we hope we can sit for some time and then we don't experience pain anymore. Actually, I have that kind of thought, but after about 7, 8 years now, that thought doesn't come true yet. Still experiencing pain right now. So. But still, because the master told us to continue to do that, even we experience a lot of improvement by the teaching of master, but master still advise us to continue to cross the leg and endure the pain. So that is the importance of listen to our good knowing advisor during our practice. So recently I just heard about Dharma talk of master mentioned about facing our pain, and that is important part of our practice. So can anyone share their experience about facing pain during the time of crossing your legs? Yeah, because we have some new people, so I think if we can help the new people with our experiences, that would be good. So, number 1, please.
Thank you, Master Z. To share my experience facing my pain.
Yes.
I played sports full time for 13 years, and all through my youth, I probably experienced a lot of injuries and wear and tear on my body. And then I also had a few car accidents in my 20s and definitely injured my body. So when I encountered Xian meditation, I think I was 36 years old. And while I was lifting weights and pretty strong, I was not flexible anymore.
I see.
And quickly found out that sitting half lotus was like the hardest thing I'd ever tried to do. My knee would literally be like up to my, this is as far down as my knee could go. I don't know if you can see on camera, but it was like basically 90 degrees.
I see, yeah.
And it took 6 months for it to drop down at all.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah. And 8 years later, I'm still working at it. Almost 10 years later, I'm still working at it. I would say it still hurts pretty much every time, but I have been lucky enough on like a handful of occasions where I experienced no pain, both in half lotus and full lotus. And I thought I'd really like it. But just for the people who are starting, I got bored really quick.
I see, yes.
When I didn't feel any, I didn't think that would be the case, but I got bored really quick. Because like nothing was happening.
Yes.
There was nothing to like keep me focused on or challenged with. Like right now when I'm talking to you, I can feel it in my sides, I can feel it in my hip. It's not like overwhelming pain, but it's there. And I think if I shared something, it would be learn to accept the pain. Don't try and make it go away. Just accept that it's there. And in many ways, it's your best friend.
I see.
That's helped me.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for your comments. I think it's to me that a good mindset to practice, because we as the Buddha taught us, so we have this body, so it's the chance we have the sickness is like about 99.99%. And the sickness will come with pain. So we have to learn how to accept and to accept it. So that is the right mindset to me. DTT have a question. Yes, please ask.
No, I didn't have a question, Master. I just to answer your question in regards to pain, and I appreciate that gentleman's comment and advice in regards to how he got to be able to do the lotus. This is my first day here, and yes, I do feel the pain. I have to do more stretching. But I think that it may take some time, but slowly I'll get there. Just gotta endure the pain, like you said, and just try not to think about the pain and just focus on something else and do the stretching for now. Thank you again for everything.
Thank you. Number one. Yeah, please speak.
Earlier this year, Master was telling me my body's sick and I need to sit more. So I started sitting more, and ever since then, I've made a lot of improvements in my health. I feel a lot better, have a lot more energy, and the crossing legs and enduring the pain, it's really, really good for your body. It's been very, very good for my body. Like I said, I was really sick last week. I came to the temple Saturday and Sunday, and I was in a lot of pain, but doing sitting and following the Great Compassion mantra and everything else really, really made me feel completely better. Like I was really sick on Sunday, and then that day I just got completely better after coming to temple and doing the stuff. So more than anything, sitting and coming to temple has helped me in my life more than anything else.
Thank you, Andrea, for your comments. Yeah, I think one of the reasons Master told us to cross our legs, I think we till now, I don't think I know all the benefit of that but at least from the beginning level, I think it's help to strengthen our body for long term, and that like a foundation of our practice. So if we can try to cross our legs as much as possible, especially at our weight places, that is very beneficial. I think that gentleman over there is he's from the meditation class of Venerable Xian, and right? Is he come? Okay. Is that your first time here, or I haven't seen you before? Yes.
This is my second time here. The first time I just took the beginner's class, and I just finished another beginner's class today.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you for coming to us. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. May I ask, so how do you know about us and choose us to practice with?
I searched for Chan temples in California. So I'm from a different version of a Vietnamese Thiền. So this fit within what I was looking for, and I was lucky to find the introduction class.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I think one of the fundamental teaching of Sakyamuni Buddha is about this world is suffering, right? But sometimes we don't feel that. We still have some fun in our lives. So I think when we cross our legs is one of the ways we help us to face the first noble truth of the Sakyamuni Buddha teaching, the suffering right at our body. So I think that is one of the way we help ourselves to have the right and the proper thought, the proper view about our life and ourselves too. To me, when we cross our legs, we have the chance to stop our mind from wandering, to follow the environment around, and to have a chance to see what's happening in our mind and our body, instead of seeing things outside. Right? I think it's just like like we travel, we sit on a train or a bus or an airplane, so we are flying. We fly or we are moving, but when we see the outside scene move, but we think they are moving, so we don't know. We have the thought that okay, maybe the thing's moving, not us. Us, we stay at one place. So I think maybe the same analogy with our mind. Because we just look outside and we see things happen outside, we think other people's fall. But that is actually the suffering is from our mind. So when we cross our legs, we have to have the chance to reflect on our mind. So that is the analogy, I think. DTT have a question? Yeah, please ask.
Hi, Master Z.
Hello.
I just wanted to share my experience as I'm sitting here in pain about what keeps me motivated to cross my legs every day. And I think for me, it's really what I've gotten out of Chan meditation over the past couple of months, being calmer and being able to take on more stresses in my personal life, in my work life, that helps me overcome the pain of sitting in full lotus.
Okay, thank you for your sharing of your experience. Yes, so continue. Okay, number one, please, Peter.
Thank you, Master Z. I was just appreciating your point on stillness.
Yes.
And when we try and sit as still as we can, my mind would race a lot. It still races, but I can slow it down to like a jog, which is nice sometimes. But, from a scientific standpoint, we are on this earth, right?
Yes.
So even when we are absolutely 100% still, right now I'm still moving at 1,000 miles per hour.
Right.
Because that's how fast the earth spins. So that's like the slowest I can ever hope to go is 1,000 miles per hour.
I see your point.
Which I would totally take.
See. Okay, Andrea, please speak. Yes.
When I was meditating today in the Chan Hall, I mean, I didn't have really a clear mind. It was still, my thoughts were still running a lot, so I can't really say I was still. But even if my thoughts are running and I'm crossed my legs, I feel like I'm still calmer than I was before that.
Yes. Yes, it's Peter, number one, please.
Thank you, Master Z. We have a YouTube question.
Okay, yeah, please ask the question.
Okay. I'm going to do my best to pronounce the Vietnamese. Okay. Apologies. Dong Nguyen?
Yes.
I did okay?
Yeah, I think I heard the name before. Yeah, Dang Nguyen.
Dang Nguyen? Cao mừng.
Không có chị.
Asks, for the people who either injured their knees or too old to sit and cross their legs, what are other alternative way for them to practice? Thank you, Master Z.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for asking the question. Anyone have any ideas about that? Yeah, please help me out. Yeah, number one, please. Yes, please speak.
Come to temple, do the ceremonies, recite mantras, but try to come to temple if you can.
Yes, that's right. As we speak from the beginning, you don't even need to come to temple to cross the leg, but just being around also help to calm our mind. Like Master allow the kids to come and just be themselves, and that helps them a lot too. So it's the same thing with people who cannot cross their legs. Yeah, just come and sit on the bench. We have a lot of benches around in our Buddha hall, so those people can come and sit and accept and take the energy, good energy from our practice. Just number 5, please.
Thank you, Master Z. About 2 years ago, I fractured my ankle. And from that, I wasn't able to do a full lotus. But just like Andre said, be here, being a good at the temple, participate in classes and meditation and ceremony really helped. And also, our master always says not to give up as one of the instruction. And I really believe in that. And even the 2 years took long, but gradually you get used to it. You increase one at a time, or 1 minute at a time. And now I'm able to sit in the full lotus again. But even it took 2 years. Just as Master said, not to give up. I think that instruction really helped.
Yes. Yes, that's right. Master always mentioned that beside crossing our legs, we need to listen to Dharma talk too, because that helps us to have a proper view for our practice. So I agree with that. Yeah, actually, when I was in Korea, I heard about a lot of falling and have a physical pain, like have a damage to the bone, to master disciple out to our regulars here, and feel very sad because that like a very big obstruction to the full lotus posture. But I think on the other side, it's good that we still have the environment for us to come and practice follow the ceremony and other kind of activity like reciting mantra. So those actually help us for a long term, and if we can recover from the physical damage, so we can continue. But otherwise, for old people, so I think it's the purpose of our Chan meditation practice is to improve your physical being and emotional being, and the ultimate purpose of practice Chan is to get enlightened. But for some people, it may be not possible of this lifetime. So if we have master have other Dharma door like the Pure Land Dharma door, and you can practice that, and after hopefully at the end of this lifetime, and you can have a chance with your blessing created from the Pure Land practice, you can have a chance to go to the Pure Land, and you don't suffer more of the suffering you experience now in the Sahara world, and then you have more chance to practice in the Western Bliss Pure Land. So that is the other solution for people that Chan meditation maybe is it's not quite fit for their conditions. So that's my opinion. Yeah, number 2, please. Number 2.
Thank you, Master Ji. In my case, since I came to this temple, the 3 years, without meditation, maybe I'm very sick at the physically and mentally. So I think Chan practice is very practical training. So every day I try to sit the full lotus. That's why sometimes I got some obstruction or I got stressed out at the workplace and the family relationship. But I just right away trying to sit the full lotus. Then I come down, and also not only I have a benefit, I can give a benefit to other person near my area. Because I come down, I didn't say to bad word to other people. So I think it's very practical practice. So some beginner people don't kid, like the Ginny said, and don't give up sitting full lotus, you can get the benefit from the Chan practice. I really, really recommend. I got a lot of benefit from sitting full lotus.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for your sharing of your experience. I agree with that. Actually, because from my experience, from when I started learning about meditation, I like 20, 30 years ago, and I learned about the way of practice of like the traditional Hinayana practice, like we practice the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Paths and the Six Saramitas. So I learned about those things, but we don't know how to apply it actually to those principles. We don't know how to apply to our everyday practice. It's very difficult. But until I have the chance to encounter a master teaching, and then it's I think we can see the principle in our practice like very more easily. Let's say for example, in the much long in the past, I don't think why we try to practice to stop suffering. So why do we have to see our mistakes? Why I don't see any relation between that? We just try to stop our suffering. That's all. But gradually, I see that when we cross our legs and we have a chance to reflect on our mind, because the Buddha taught us about suffering, right? But actually, the suffering is from our mind. Our mind is feel the suffering. But until we don't see our mind, we don't face it, so we don't actually see the suffering. So actually the suffering that pushes us to seek, to keep chasing the stimulants in the environment. Like we have a lot of things to like we have a lot of attachment to in our life, so that we think that that makes us happy, but actually with our meditation, with our crossing our legs, and help us to separate ourselves from the attachment, that we don't actually see the suffering is from the attachment of our mind. So that's the meditation from the beginning that help us to endure the leg pains first, and then with the fundamental step, we can further follow by master instruction. We can gradually to see the faults of our mind, and then we actually see the suffering from there. And after we see that, we are able to be separate from the weaknesses in our mind. Let's say that, and then we can end the suffering. Now, our gentlemen have a question, so please speak. Number 5, please.
Isn't there more to our lives than our suffering?
Excuse me, would you please repeat the question one more time?
Isn't there more to our lives than our suffering?
So do you mean that besides suffering, that what is the other meanings of our life, right? Is that what you meant?
Yes, that there must be more to life than suffering.
Yes, anyone have any answer for that question? Yeah, number one, please.
Yeah, yes, thank you, Master Z. Yes, for instance, there's a wonderful Vietnamese food I can smell coming from the kitchen right now.
I see, yes. So number one, yeah, Andrea, please.
Yeah, I think there is a lot more to life than suffering, but I think suffering is the part of life we don't like. That's what makes us really mad, or upset, afflicted. And through doing this, we can learn to handle the suffering. So the bad parts of life get not as bad anymore.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. Anyone else? Yeah, number one, please.
Thank you, Master Z. In addition to the delicious smelling Vietnamese food coming from the kitchen, when I'm working with other people, I can hear them getting stressed out.
I see.
I can hear them getting agitated, right?
I see. Yeah, yes.
And I think I'm more sensitive to it now as I've been practicing for a while. And I can notice that while maybe I recognize they're stressed out and agitated, they don't know that about themselves. Like it's happening,
yes,
but they aren't aware that it's happening.
Yeah.
And I remember experiencing that before I started practicing Chan. So I think, to the question, is there more to life than suffering? What Chan has helped me do is give me a tool to confront the suffering I wasn't aware I was experiencing it, and start to learn to endure it. And for me, it helped not just with stress at work, which is suffering, or getting agitated with people, which is suffering. It also helped me confront like really nice experiences too, like seeing snow on the foothills here in Southern California is just more enjoyable
I see.
when I can be aware of what I'm experiencing. So I think it's a really good question. Isn't there more to life than suffering? Yes. Especially once you learn how to confront and endure your own.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Peter. That's a good point. Yeah, we besides seeing our own suffering, and we have the tool to maybe temporarily to overcome it, and then we have a chance to see other people suffering too, and maybe from what we learn, we can share with them that experience, how we temporarily overcome our own suffering, and then the condition allow, we can share that experience with them, and then maybe they can have a break from their suffering sometime too. So that another meaning of the life too, right? Yeah, I saw the hand raising in the back. Hùng, would you like to say something? Hùng.
Master, I think I would like to share my attachment, and I found peace and bliss on that, which is I'm attached to men, and I feel that part also create problem for me. And I have that voice problem, and I think that I like it so much, and every time I look at it, I see that my suffering also coming from that as well. So all I want to say is the thing that we feel, we like it, we attach to it, it actually causes us suffer.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much. I think you're fortunate to see that at the same time. Yeah, because to me, I don't, most of the time I don't see them at the same time. Yeah, I only see that I follow my attachment or my liking to that object, and then I follow that, pursue that for a time, and then I experience suffering later. That's a way of time and energy and everything else I put into it to have the obsession, to have the possession of that, but eventually it's turned out nothing. Yeah, number one, please.
Yeah, what you said, you have the things you think will make you happy, your attachments, and for me, if I follow it, it's never fulfilling. You know, it never really hits the spot that you wanted to hit. The only thing that does that is Chan, practicing the way. Anything we do here really makes you feel real, actual happiness. It's real happiness you get from, or I get from practicing Chan, and anything I do related to this. It's real happiness, not like anything else.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think regarding to our gentleman's question about anything else besides suffering, I think it depends on our mind, each person's mind. Yes, but I agree that for most of us, the suffering part is that we experience a lot of time in our life. That's why we find meditations is helpful for us, and we've been practicing that. So, but hopefully, with the practice, and you can get some break. Like when you cross your leg and you experience the pain, but you continue to do that, and to some point you don't experience the pain anymore. So that can give you a short relief. So that helps us to keep continuing the way we are going. Yeah, please speak.
Some of the other gentlemen here have talked about attachments.
Yes.
And I wanted to ask, what is that healthy divide, that line between good desire and attachment? For example, if I don't desire to eat food, I'll die. But if I eat too much food, I'll become unhealthy. There has to be some desire to live. Where's the point where it's not good anymore, where it's unhealthy?
I see. Yes, that's a really good question. Anyone have experienced that and want to share your experience? Just number one, please.
I don't think that's ever going to be a problem. I've never had that problem. wanting to die basically from not eating food. I think doing this makes you a lot more reasonable in your approach to your attachments and your desires, and it probably happens more naturally. I don't know if I could really explain it. I'm not perfect. I still have a lot of attachments, but I can definitely say that I don't think there's ever going to be a point in my life where I decide to stop eating because I'm attached to my body, or because I don't want to be attached to my body anymore, or anything like that. I think there's reasonable things. You become a lot more reasonable. Like, oh, I need to work to make money, or I need to go to the bathroom or something like that. I've never seen anybody go crazy and have any problems, create any problems through doing this. In fact, I've only seen people improve their lives by doing this in every other part of their lives.
Yeah, thank you for your sharing. Venerable Sensing, would you please speak?
I just want to chime in here. What he said earlier, your question actually answered your second question actually answered your first question. Because you said there's, the first question was, isn't there more than suffering in life? So the second question kind of tells us that it's also suffering that we're not able to control our desires in life. So the nature of a question that you're asking is about how do we control our desires, correct? Am I right? Yeah. So this is where it comes from, that, and when you do more meditation, the nature of our mind is that we're not able to recognize and stop our mind with our desires. If we're able to fulfill our desires, then we feel better about our lives, that feel happy, right? But when we cannot really stop our mind, meaning we cannot stop our eating, then we start to suffer, correct? Yeah. So that's why you wanted to know how to control your mind. That's basically fundamentally the answer to your question, correct? Am I right? So again, this is what Master Z was saying, that you can try meditation for 7 days and then see how you can better control your mind to help you gain more clarity when you're eating. Normally it's when we're confused that we're not able to recognize our desires, our excess desires.
Thank you, Venerable Sensing, for your help. I see the hand raised in the back there. Hong, please speak.
With my experience, I have voice problem, and it caused me, I'm still feeling lonely, but then I recognize the part that I need to work on is working on my problem of my loneliness, and instead of chasing out for other people. And part of this meditation helped me recognize that. Also, I'm still suffer when I looking at people that I keep chasing outside, and it is just punishing me. And that is my attachment. I recognize that, but I cannot. I'm trying to still learning, trying to resolving it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Peter, please speak. Number one, please.
Thank you, Master Z. We have 2 YouTube comments.
Yes.
Number one, from Dong Nguyen. Dong says, I think these questions cannot be answered by words, but by sitting longer.
I see. Yeah, that's one comment. Another one?
Okay. Second comment from San Francisco Daniel.
Yes.
San Francisco Daniel says, Master Z, I want to thank you and the Sangha for giving me, my brother and nephew guidance and very good energy for a good day's start, even from watching and listening online. Emitofuo.
Yes, thank you for your comment. Actually, because we keep follow the teaching of our master, so we try our best to provide the environment for our regulars and newcomers too. So we would like to have your comment about your practice and even our weakness during the organization of those events to help you, so we can improve more and help you more. Yeah, number one, please. Yes.
Thank you, Master Z. And then I wanted to give my own personal practical answer to the question of how do you find balance between not eating enough and eating too much. Just like Andreas, I have no problem not eating enough. When I was younger, in playing sports, my body would tell me when I needed to eat because I would need more food for energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now that I'm older, I don't play sports like that anymore. My body still tells me I need food to eat for energy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see.
Yeah, but then I get fat. So what I found is when I cross my legs, when my stomach starts to like squeeze against my pants, and then like it gets bigger, and then it goes like over my pants. Yeah, that means I'm eating too much. And it gets, that's when I have to find the balance. And then my wife will pat me on my tummy. and I suggest, instead of eating in the evening, I found drink hot tea is the balance I found.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Peter. It's about eating, suffering from eating. I have the same experience. I think I talked about that in my previous talk time in the past couple of years. Yeah, when I was young, I ate a lot, used to eat a lot, especially with the food I liked. I eat even to a point that I cannot hold inside anymore, and all of them go out. That's how bad it was. But actually, because after that, because we suffering from like eating too much, we learn from our own experience. So we don't want us to suffer like that more. So that helped us to stop to eating more, and we learn from our own suffering to adjust, so to how we can feel better, right? Yeah, but sometimes that is I think if we are lucky to be able to do that, but some people they cannot recognize that their problem, even they suffer from their doing, but they don't recognize that they are suffering. They're unfortunate, but because the Buddha taught that's our karma. We hopefully there's someone who will be able to help them. That's my hope. Getting time's up now. So thank you everyone for sharing your experience. That helped me finish my talk here without master quickly. So thank you everyone very much. Have a good day. Yeah, please calm down and have our lunch.